This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Stick around until the end of the video to find out how you can make a stunning website. Hello everybody, welcome to Mike's Mike. My name is Sonically Mike. Pride and Prejudice, Atonement, Anna Karenina, The Favourite. These are critically acclaimed period pieces. Add Pitch Perfect. Yep, Pitch Perfect is a 2012 period piece.
Excuse me? I can't believe it.
I'm here to shake the table. Some of you may know that I have a master's degree in mechanical engineering, but what you don't know is that I also have a diploma in table shaking. Let's cast our minds back, okay? It's 2012. Pitch Perfect jumps on the scene. Glee Season 3 finished about 6 months ago. Would Pitch Perfect exist without Glee? No! Does the Pitch Perfect reference material Pitch Perfect: The Quest for Acapella Glory predate Glee? Yes! But would the movie exist without Glee? No, I don't think so. The rumors are true, I do still have the Glee board. I'm not going to throw away historical artifact, be serious. I think this movie is so extremely 2012. When I watch, I'm transported to the past, as a good period piece should do. The music choices, the jokes, the outfits, even just the aura. I mean, the plot's kind of forgettable because who amongst ye remembereth the plot of Pitch Perfect? Nary a soul. But who remembers the Cup song? Everyone does. Even the uncultured who haven't seen Pitch Perfect would know the Cup song. Yada, 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 let's get into it. I will be singing a lot in this video, and yeah, I'm gonna say that it's because I don't want to get a copyright strike, but we all kind of know that it's because I want to hashtag sing because I have a hashtag captive audience that is forced to listen to me against their will. The universal intro is a cappella. And then it turns out that it's this boy group called the Treblemakers doing it as an intro to their a cappella performance of Please Don't Stop the Music by Rihanna. Please don't stop the music. At the
International Championship of Collegiate A Cappella.
That's a bit excellent. Straight off the bat, we're already dealing with excellence. They're the Treblemakers, and that's word to Ollie Murs. The Bard and Bellas are waiting in the wings for their performance.
Just don't F up your solo.
But no matter their nerves, the girls are determined to slay.
My dad always says, if you're not here to win, get the hell out of Kuwait.
I'm obsessed with this moody lighting, by the way. It's like, oh, angel versus devil. Who will win? So they step out onto the stage in their Britney toxic music video airplane sequence outfits. You might be thinking they're dressed as air hostesses. And you would be wrong. The concept of an air hostess outfit was actually invented by Britney Spears in the Toxic music video. All air hostess outfits since then are inspired by that, and as such, all airlines have to pay royalties to Britney Spears. Do you dare to tell me I'm wrong? So the Bud and Bellas deliver something that's possibly one of the greatest things since Grape Hubba Bubba Bubble Tape. Yes, of course I know the dance. The Bard and Bellas are making history, but not everyone can appreciate that.
Oh, is it me or do we just take a left turn into Snoozeville?
And then disaster strikes and Aubrey projectile vomits into the audience.
I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw the
Not going to include the footage because it's very graphic. It's so scary and gory, but you get the idea. Gagged. And not in a good way.
She had a week's worth of lunch and lost it.
She didn't lose it. We know exactly where it is. It's all over the third row.
I actually nearly threw up last week. Yes, it was very embarrassing. Let me set the scene, okay? I was sitting with some cool people. Like, they were cool people. And I had this Aperol Spritz Grenada thing. It's like a lemon grenada with Aperol Spritz in it. I thought it would be chic. And it was, until it wasn't. And it went down the wrong way. And I tried to clear my throat. I was like, "Arr." And I could taste bile at the back of my throat, but it wasn't. It was an Aperol Spritz Grenada. But it tasted like bile. So then my head was like, oh shit, we're vomiting. Yup. And I nearly vomited on the table with these cool people, but I didn't. Cue title, cue 4 months later. Anna Kendrick's Becca is remixing Buster Move with 212 by Azalea Banks. She's a DJ, she's a mixer, she's a little mix stan. She's so me like that. I actually have this hidden special ability where if I hear a song, I can think of another song that has the same BPM. And then sometimes I jump into Premiere Pro and make a little remix.
Gotta be careful when I dip. It's flips all in a whip. It's 40s with 30 clips. FNs with the switch.
Not in an actual audio editing program because Premiere Pro is like the only thing I know how to use. And this 212 remix eats. Becca pulls up to Barden University. She's cool girl, by the way. Headphones on wired, eyeliner on smoky. She sees this guy jamming the fuck out in a car, but she doesn't support such uncouth behavior. She meets her roommate, Kimmy Jin, who immediately wants her dead and or could not care less if Becca lived or died. And Becca wastes no time breaking out the DJ decks and whipping up a mix. Out loud, headphoneless. Outrageous and disrespectful. I'm Team Kimmy Jin. Also, this MacBook, the 2012 of it all, her dad pulls up and he works at the university and he's all like, DJing is not a profession, it's a hobby. We'll tell that to Rand Vision. He also mentions that Becca is studying for free and there's no follow-up on that.
I want to make music, Dad.
But you're going to get a college education first, for free, I might add.
It's implying that he's paying her tuition, and yet she still has this fuck-ass attitude about going to college. Girl, it's free. Girl, the free education. Anyway, Becca's dream is to move to LA and become a producer and make her own music, not be cooped up in some college. Cooped up? Taxi jamming guy Jesse meets his roommate Benji, who's a bit quirky and likes close-up magic.
How long was that little guy in there?
Several days.
They go to the activities fair and are swept away by the treble makers singing Whip It.
As far as Barton goes, that's what being a man's all about.
Whip it! Whip it! Yeah. Benji tries to join the club and gets roasted, like Alison Roman's low and slow rib roast with anchovy and rosemary. The Barton Bellas are having absolutely no luck getting new recruits in the aftermath of the chunderification of the previous year's nationals.
Oh my god, this is a travesty.
That is until Fat Amy turns up.
What's your name?
Fat Amy.
You call yourself Fat Amy?
Yeah, so twig bitches like you don't do it behind my back.
Obsessed that she's Australian, by the way.
I'm the best singer in Tasmania, with teeth.
So Aubrey and Chloe are like, yep, cool, Fat Amy will see you at auditions. And then they see Becca and ask if she wants to join, but Becca is not that girl. Remember, she is cool girl.
So, are you interested?
Sorry, it's pretty lame.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I do think that excuse me is one of the best lines in cinema history. At the height of Pitch Perfectism, you would find me saying excuse me for sure. This movie came out in 2012 and I started university in 2013, so I was kind of on par with Becca in that sense. But I would like to remind you all that this is what I looked like when I started university. Imagine him running around the engineering campus saying excuse me. Don't piss me off. But yes, in my opinion, the comedy writing in this movie is great.
Synchronized lady dancing to a Mariah Carey chart topper is not lame.
So Becca's like, ew, gross. No, I'm not joining. And instead goes and gets an internship as a radio DJ with college station manager hottie Luke. And who else is interning? Well, Jesse. Luke gets them to stack CDs, which is so Harry Styles sign of the times. Like, surely that's all digital now. I mean, personally, I do love a physical media moment, especially since streaming services and hosting sites can just remove content. I don't like that. Also, there's just something chic about having, for example, the physical version of Renaissance that has the original Khalees sample version of Energy that's no longer on streaming. Jesse's trying to crack onto Bella, but her cool girl-itis is stopping her from reciprocating. Then she said, I'm going to remix Titanium by David Guetta and Sia with I'm Gonna Be by the Proclaimers. To me, Titanium by David Guetta and Sia is so extremely 2012. Like, it truly encapsulates that 2012 sound, but I don't know if you guys would understand that. Again, she's mixing this headphoneless, and she's not even using boneless headphones, which is what I call wireless earbuds, because those didn't exist yet. So she's either not listening to her mix at all, or she's just playing it out loud in the quad. Well, it looks like her headphones are plugged in, but she's not listening to them because she doesn't need to, because she just inherently knows it works, because she is the chosen one. And then she puts the headphones on, like, yeah, I did that. If you claim to be a DJ and you can't instinctively mix a banger, then you're not a real DJ. Her dad catches wind of her not participating in college life, and he's like, switch it up, Becca, remix it, join a club or something. If you do and still hate college by the end of the year, you can quit and I'll help you move to LA to become a producer. She's pissing me off a little bit, squandering this free education. Becca, you could be debt-free with a degree. Excuse me? Now get to class. E. Chloe overhears Becca singing Titanium in the showers.
Ricochet.
You can sing.
And tells her that she simply has to audition for the Bellas. Oh, the overheard singing in the shower. The glee of it all. The glee print. But instead of Will Schuster Criminal Activity, we get Becca and Chloe harmonizing Titanium in the shower.
I am titanium.
Which convinces Becca to audition for the Bellas because she's like, wait, That kind of slapped. And it did. Now the auditions. Yeah, this is history. Everyone has to sing Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. But before that, there's a Glee diss. But if you think this is just some high school club where you can sing and dance your way through any big social issue or confused sexuality, you have come to the wrong place. Whoa, Pitch Perfect. Why are you talking about your mother like that? Don't you swear at me, you little shit. Don't you ever raise your voice at me. I am your mother. Do you understand? All I do is worry and slave and defend you. And all I get back is that fucking face on your face. So full of resentment and disdain and always so annoyed. What was that? What was that, you guys? Anyway, back to the auditions. Zoom, 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 I feel like I'm doing special talent reveals. I love the audition scene. Acapella gives me chills, okay? A little bit of la 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 goes a long way. Since you itch ball. So everyone does their la 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 and the auditions are over, but then Becca turns up. She didn't know she had to sing that song. That's okay. Sing what you want. And then we get history.
I got my ticket for the long way round. 2 bottles of whiskey for the way.
The director said take 5, but Anna Kendrick heard changed lives.
You're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Boy toy named Troy used to live in Detroit. Big dope dealing money, he was getting that coin. With some shootouts with the law, but he lived in a palace. The Alexander Queen, he was keeping me stylish. Now that's real, real, real. Down in my purse, bitch, I came just to kill. Who wanna go first? I had him pushing daffodils. I'm high as hell, I only took a half a pill. I'm on some dumb shit. Yeah. I've spoken about the Cup song before, so I don't want to repeat myself, but I do think it changed society as we know it. Yeah. The fact that it was so popular that Anna Kendrick had to get her ass in a bakery to film a music video for this random audition song. Now tell me why when I searched for said music video, I couldn't find it. I think it's been deleted, which is so scary and also stresses the importance of physical media. Also, apparently this scene exists because Anna Kendrick herself performed this song to the casting team as a way to prove that she could sing, and the original song that Becca was supposed to sing in her audition was I'm a Little Teapot. But the director was like, oh, you ate that. Let's do that instead. I think we might need to bring back the Cup Song challenge on TikTok. Bring back the Cup Song. Bring back the Cup Song. Yeah, yeah. Since you age ball. So Becca gets into the Barden Bellas, as well as Fat Amy, this girl Lily, who says she has gills like a fish, this girl Stacey, and Cynthia Rose. Now, I want to highlight Cynthia Rose because she's played by Esther Dean, and I'll explain the significance of that later. Then there's the Ucka initiation party with the other Ucapellinators, including Jessie, who got into the treble makers, but Benji didn't, and Fat Amy flirts with the head treble maker, Bumper.
What are you turd burgers talking about? Dressing for comfort?
What are you turd burgers talking about? Dressing for comfort? I just know she improvised that. I feel like Rebel Wilson improvised like 90% of her role in these movies, and we are celebrating that. So, you know, there's a little bit of salacious flirtatiousness between Fat Amy and Bumper.
I have a feeling that we should kiss.
I sometimes have a feeling I can do crystal meth, but then I think, better not.
And a potential vibe between Jessie and Becca, but she shuts that shit down quickly because her cool girl status is at critically low levels considering she just joined an a cappella group. There's also a rule that a Bella can't hook up with a treble maker, aka get treble boned, or else they'll be disinvited from the group.
That oath was serious? Dixie Chick's serious.
I'm actually obsessed with Anna Camp as Aubrey, by the way. I think it's all in the hand movements.
Corey is not here. Last night she was treble boned.
I feel like she has the same kind of physical comedy as Kristen Wiig, and I also feel like Pitch Perfect is quite Bridesmaids coded in the sense that you could take characters from either and put them in the other and they'd work. For example, Lily.
What happened last year? And do you guys want to see a dead body? What?
Love this screenshot of Aubrey saying, we will practice every day for at least 2 hours, 7 days a week. And then on the board behind her for Sunday, it says, no rehearsal, enjoy it.
Go, go, pick up your knee. Faster, faster, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
A scene of them doing a training sequence while Starships plays. It simply does not get more 2012 than that. Also, Amy saying, I'm horizontal running.
What are you doing?
I'm doing horizontal running.
Horizontal running.
The impact that had on society, I can't articulate it. Also, I just know Anna Camp was trying not to piss herself laughing here. So the Bellas have their first performance at Sigma Beta Theta's Fall Mixer, and I don't think I could come up with 5 words that feel more alien to my Australian university experience than those. Sigma Beta Theta Fall Mixer? Those words don't exist in Australia. Anyway, they tank bad. And everyone flops, including Mother Chloe.
Chloe, your voice didn't sound Aguilarian at all. Chloe, for serious, what is wrong with you?
And it turns out it's because
I have nodes.
What? Oh my god.
They sit on your windpipe and they crush your dreams.
Now, I don't want to say that correlation implies causation because that would be outrageous, but I frequently get the symptoms of vocal nodes after I record a long video because I'm literally talking for 6 hours straight for 3 days.
I am living with nodes, but I am a survivor.
Becca's side gig as a disc jockey is not going how she planned because she keeps giving radio station manager guy Luke these USBs with her mixes on them, hoping that he'll play them, and he just chucks them on a pile with the rest. Also, this guy claims to be 22. No, you're not 22. He wants to live the Taylor Swift experience so bad in that sense, but he can't. And so he shan't. Judgment to the plaintiff for the amount of $2 million. Becca has been spending more time with Jesse, and he suggests that they watch a movie together because he wants to score movies as his career. Not score movies in the Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, Letterboxd sense, in the Hans Zimmer sense. Rotten Tomatoes. The psychic damage I get when Popcrave tweets a Rotten Tomatoes score and you can just tell that the people in the replies don't understand how that scoring system works. So Jesse's like, let's watch one of these movies with a great soundtrack. And Becca's like, I'd rather die. I hate movies. I never make it to the end.
The endings are the best part.
They're predictable.
She's pissing me off bad. Maybe I'm still pressed about the free education thing, but she's constantly roasting him and pulling down his interests, which is fine in moderation like sweet treats. But she's on the brink of piss-offenings. Time for the riff-off, where the rival Barden University a cappella groups have a riff-off.
Oh, Ricky, you're so fine. And you're mine. I'll be yours.
I would absolutely have a panic attack if I was involved with this, because you have to pick a word from another group's a cappella song and riff on the spot using that word. That's so scary. But I'm not saying that I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm saying that it would be scary. I have actually been actively practicing my freestyle bars, which Oomph Jake can attest to. I can also beatbox. Are you? Yeah, what we get from the riff-off, apart from some fun mashups, is Becca finding her feet in the a cappella sphere. She's starting to queen out.
I like the way you work it, no diggity.
There's also Cynthia Rose and Stacey singing S&M by Rihanna.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips.
Which is fun because Esther Dean has literally written songs for Rihanna. Rude Boy, What's My Name, Where Have You Been, Talk That Talk. She also wrote Firework and Peacock by Katy Perry, What You Think About That by the Pussycat Dolls, 4 songs of Christina Aguilera's Bionic, Countdown by Beyonce, Come and Get It by Selena Gomez and The Scene. Hello? Becca and Jesse hang out some more and she shows him her mixes and he's like, she's really good. And he wants her to watch the end of The Breakfast Club, saying it's one of the best movie endings ever. I haven't seen that movie. Boo, boo. I haven't seen it. I'm sorry. Anyway, he tries to kiss her and she's like, oh, well, that's not. Shutdown procedure has been initiated. Now, because of Chloe's vocal nodes, she can't serve Aguilera, so Fat Amy has been given a solo. Not to be insane, but does it not sound like someone is absolutely ripping a fart in the background here?
Yeah, Becca would be excellent, but also someone else might be equally as excellent.
Time for regionals. Now, we know all about the concept of a regional singing competition here on this channel. Here's some Socks singing F You by Lily Allen.
F you very, very much.
There's Gail Abernathy McCad and John Smith commentating the competition.
It doesn't get better for everyone after high school.
The Bellas get up to perform.
A nice surprise to see the Bellas mixing it up. Refreshing, yet displeasing to the eye.
And they do the exact same song that triggered Chunderification at the previous year's Nationals. But Aubrey manages to make it through, opening the door to Fat Amy to bring the mashup home to thunderous applause. The treble makers, deliver an inspired rendition of Flow Rider's Right Round.
Spin my head right round, right round.
And both groups make it through to the semi-finals, with the treble makers taking the regionals win. Then there's a random fight with some old a cappella singers, and Becca gets handcuffed and taken down, and Jessie helps her by calling her dad to bail her out, and she gets mad at him saying,
Why are you yelling at me? I'm the only one here.
I didn't ask you to be.
I was just trying to help you.
I don't need your help. You're not my boyfriend.
oh, her dad is proper fuming, but not fuming enough to get more than 2 lines expressing how fuming he is. He literally doesn't give a fuck after the next scene anyway. Then the Bellas have an emergency meeting after they almost flop at regionals, and Becca's trying to say that they need to do something new, something different, something unusual to keep it interesting, but Aubrey doesn't want to hear it. She thinks that they can win by doing what she knows they can do well, which is the same set of songs every time. Station manager Luke finally plays one of Becca's mixes.
You like it?
It's a sick beat. Hey Becky, listen, spring break, I want you to take the night shift. Play your music.
And then it's time for semi-finals. On the way to the competition, Bumper throws a burrito at Fat Amy in a feral act of sabotage. I mean, is nothing sacred? And then the girls sing a cappella Party in the USA on the bus while it moves as slow as physically possible.
So I put my hands up to play my song, the butterflies fly away.
No, seriously, how slow is this bus going? Excellent song choice though. Because of the burrito bullet, Amy was distracted by filling up the tank and didn't actually do it, so they ran out of petrol on the side of the road.
Excuse me? I can't believe it.
So they hitch a ride to semi-finals with the treble makers. You're a treble maker.
You guys are going to get pitch slapped so hard, your man boobs are going to concave.
I actually remember that line from the ads on TV, like it's etched into the walls of my subconscious like an ancient text. Plot-wise, the whiplash from the burrito bullet to being on the enemy bus is kind of wild, but it doesn't really matter. Like, literally, who cares? This movie runs on mashups and vibes. At semi-finals, the Bellas do the exact same set again. But Becca can see that the audience is entering an IDGF-itive state. She suddenly does a surprise on-the-spot mashup of LaRue's Bulletproof, which gags slightly.
Is enough
But Aubrey wants her destroyed for insubordination. Somewhat understandable, because this girl who just joined the group is doing a surprise change of the set without telling anyone. But hey, when has being a rebel ever been easy? When Becca gets kicked from the Bellas, Jessie's there catching strays.
It's not your job to decide what we do and when we do it.
Of course you're here right now. I don't need your help, okay? Can you back off?
So Becca's run off and quit, and Jessie's heartbroken. For some reason, Benji is helping out with running the semi-finals and notices something sus about the competing team, which comes in handy when the Bellas come last and don't make it to nationals. More on that in a second. The treble makers make it to the final, of course. Over spring break, Becca's been working nights at the radio station, and she picks up the Breakfast Club soundtrack CD, and she's like, maybe I'll watch this movie that guy Jesse, who's been nothing but nice to me and I keep being mean to, suggested. So she watches it, and she's bawling. Not bawling. Oh shit, he's right. It is a good movie. I wouldn't know anything about that though. Becca watches a bunch more of the movies that Jesse recommended, and she goes to apologize to him, and he's like, you push away anyone that wants to care about you. What's that about? Figure that shit out, because I'm done. Also, love the 2 attempts required for Becca to unlock her phone. Very early iPhone touchscreen call. Also, peep the vintage home screen. Now back to Benji. Turns out one of the students in the team that came second at semi-finals wasn't actually a college student, and was actually a high school student, which is a flip on the Glee plot of college students competing at high school level. So that team's been disqualified, which means the Bellas are now going to nationals for a re-up of the Chundarized 2011 nationals.
The Aka gods have looked down on us and they have given us a second chance.
Bumper has been recruited to sing backup vocals on John Mayer's new album, so he's left the treble makers in the lurch, needing another member for nationals. Luckily, Ben Platt, aka Benji, has been waiting for his time in the spotlight. The Bellas argue with totalitarian Aubrey, demanding that Becca get brought back. There's also another random fight. The random fights feel 2012, but I can't really explain that beyond it feeling like a consequence of the Harlem Shake. Becca asks to be let back in, and after a cute little go around the circle and tell a secret session.
I've never been one of those girls who had a lot of friends who were girls, and I do now. Hey, my twin in the womb.
And my real name is Fat Patricia.
Aubrey not only lets Becca back in, but has her strategize their nationals plan.
Becca, what do we do?
They cook up this banger. Guys, live off the cuff riffing and remixing is so easy. Like, this is not impressive. Because Chloe got vocal node surgery thinking that the season was over after they lost the semi-finals, her voice is kind of fucked up and she can't hit the high notes, but she can hit super low notes all of a sudden.
1, 2, what was that?
Also, Lily can suddenly talk.
I think I have something that can help us out.
Excuse me, bitch, you don't need to shout.
It's finals time. Old mate John Smith calls it the International Championship of Collegiate Acapella. Diva, it feels quite national. Where exactly is the Inter? The Troublemakers do their number with Jesse as lead. Bright lights and the big city. And he does a great job, but why would the older members just allow him to take center stage as fresh meat? All of my research, watching Glee, suggests that there's a hierarchy, which is hard to shake. For some reason, Benji also gets a solo. I've got the magic in me. Good for you, Ben Platt. So the treble makers slay a little bit, and it's time for the Bellas. They step out, not in their uniforms, but uniformless. Table shakings are now. They start singing Price Tag, and yeah, it's giving.
It ain't about the money. It's not about the money.
But then, pause, shock horror. The blood drained from my face when I saw this. Are they wearing hunters? High heel runners from the personal collection of Cher Lloyd, perhaps? That is so scary in 2012, in the same way that the movie 2012 is scary in 2012. Then they mix in, "Don't you forget about me," from the end of The Breakfast Club. And Jesse's like, "Oh my God, that's my song. She did that for me." And she did do it for him. Didn't she do it for him? Well, yes. And then they mix in Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars, and Becca gives Jesse this insane eye contact.
Will you call my name?
Also, I'm loving how she's just queening out and commanding the stage. This girl had no stage fright the entire movie. She was born for the spotlight. And then boom, they mix in Give Me Everything by Pitbull and Neo with Chloe on bass.
Give me everything tonight.
Let's just do a quick PCP, a pop culture pause. This song has the lyrics, "So I'm tiptoeing to keep flowing. I got it locked up like Lindsay Lohan." Well, Lindsay Lohan did not appreciate that and actually sued Pitbull for defamation of character. She lost the lawsuit and her lawyer got sanctioned for plagiarism. And who the hell else was going to tell you that? Exactly. That's my value add. That's my job. We would be lying to ourselves if we said this mashup wasn't giving, because it absolutely was. Why the titty bump though? A little bit of this. For what? Also, this dance move would be so hard to do while belting, and I know that because by now I've probably seen 100 million, billion, trillion videos of live K-pop performances. Just when you think they couldn't mash further, they do. Because tell me why someone is very quietly singing 2 seconds of Party in the USA. Anyway, they ate. They ate their mash. And you know what? Yeah, maybe everyone else mashed up 2 songs and they mashed up 700. Well, that's what happens when you take your sleigh pills. They all get a 400-minute standing ovation and then run off stage, and Becca kisses Jesse.
Told you. Endings are the best part.
You're such a weirdo.
Yeah, I ship it. Me when I'm a seller of fine goods and I'm shipping an order. Right. Remember, everyone is off stage at this point, so I don't know what these people are looking and clapping at. Well, did they win? 6-month time jump. It's auditions again. The ICCC champions get to pick the song. And who picks the song, implying that they're the ICCC champions? Well, the Bellas, of course.
All right, nerds. Let's go with...
Okay, thoughts on this movie. What if I said it's kind of like a warped Ocean's 11 but college a cappella themed? What if I said that? Would I be allowed to say that? Of course, snaps all around for the girls. But I particularly liked Brittany Snow as Chloe and Anna Camp as Aubrey.
Synchronized lady dancing to a Mariah Carey chart topper is not lame.
Yeah, there's some issues with the plot, but who cares? It's a singing movie, Diva. Go watch The Godfather or something. And in terms of said singing, I feel like the Bella's final performance is obviously the best of the movie. But if we're talking mashups, some of the shit that Becca was cooking up on that MacBook Pro of hers sounded pretty good, especially the 212 remix. And I was in the 212. But then again, if we're talking a cappella, I don't know, something about that Since You've Been Gone audition scene is just so good. And yes, everything about this movie feels 2012. Even the interface of YouTube when they look up the footage of Aubrey's chunderization of nationals, like damn, that website looked busted. If only they had. Squarespace gives people a powerful and stylish online platform from which you can build your own website. Squarespace has heaps of professional website templates that are unique and gorge and customizable, so you can make changes to the look of the site, update the content, and add features to make your site stand out. So you want to set up an online store. You'll come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. Wanting to set up an online store? Are you selling physical, digital, or service products? Well, Squarespace has you covered for all of those. You could even implement cool features like real-time shipping rates. Like, yeah, go ahead and make the other websites jealous. Or maybe you want to engage with your audience more directly through Squarespace email campaigns. You can send welcome emails, keep them updated on everything, send them discount codes, and then see what people are responding to using the built-in analytics. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and then when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/MikesMike, that's MIKESMIC, to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video.